Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome back to our Discover Real Ops flying the Nordics rotation. Today we're going to head back from Kittilä down to Frankfurt. Our aircraft is in the turnaround over here. We have deboarded a couple passengers, some new ones will be embarking in a few moments, so let's get right into it. The sceneries are linked in the video description below. Kittilä is freeware, absolutely splendid for it. The Nordics are just really covered nicely. Inverness was great and Kittilä is as well. Before we start with our flight though, a quick word from today's sponsor, Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that is not just capable of doing your standard IFR A to B flight, but also capable of doing some of the other things that ATC does, such as VFR or data link, then Intentions may just about be for you. And they don't just do ATC, they also have a couple of other nice features, such as cabin crew simulation, which is capable of doing customized announcements based on your SimBrief flight plan, including things like the airline name, flight number, departure and destination, flight time, and all that good stuff. So that's really something that you should check out if you like what you are going to hear in today's video. Use the link in the video description below or in the pinned comment, and now let's get straight into it. So we did the first sector from the FO side, the second sector from the captain side. So, well, now it's up to play rock, paper, scissors to determine the third sector. And, well, today we are going to fly it from the captain's seat because I know that you guys just appreciate that. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it then. The weather radar is confirmed off. And then we can continue with the rest of our preparation here. One thing that I do just quickly want to do though is to head into our EFB and import the next flight so that we are ready for the trip back home. So let's go into the settings real quick, GSX, and we don't want catering because, well, we do have sufficient catering on board for today's flight. And then we can have a look into our weather forecast. So the weather chart is looking pretty good. It's going to be more or less a straight line down to Frankfurt. We can see a lot of low-level stuff here, like icing mostly. Perhaps a little bit of turbulence in the higher levels, but I don't really think so. It should be smooth all along. Now let's go ahead and have a look into the airport weather. Kittilä is pretty good with, well, who knows, they used runway 16 with a bit of tailwind on the arrival. We would of course appreciate that for our departure as well. Frankfurt on the other hand side has some gusts down the runway in the forecast, but apart from that is good. And in Hahn we see a similar situation here. Those gusts are right down the runway, but I would probably rather take something else then. So Stuttgart, again, same weather conditions. Düsseldorf, well, not that good either. Our best option is probably Munich down here, because Munich only has the gusts until 1400, so the weather is improving from the south to the north. So that's going to be the one that we will be using today. Now looking into our fuel planning, if we depart on time, we're going to arrive some 5 minutes ahead of schedule. We are not limited by any weights as we have a really low zero fuel weight, only 90 passengers today, and then cost index of 10. Now going down into the alternate section, we do need 1,436 kilograms to get to Munich, which is 700 kilograms more than the minimum in Hahn that's been planned by our ops. Now, that means for our flight, we have a planned takeoff fuel here of 8,502 plus the 694 from up here is 9,100 plus 200 fuel for taxi, so 9,300 kilos should be just about fine. So let's go ahead and load that up, 9,300. Then we can hit apply and load and use GSX for boarding and refueling, please. Alright, and with that out of the way, we can start our preliminary cockpit preparation. So the weather radar is set. Then we can keep our external power on, let's see, 12 degrees in the cabin. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and start the APU in order to get the air conditioning going. And here we go. So IRS mode selectors, do we actually need to reset them? No. Well, actually yes, 1.6 is a little bit too much for my taste. So let's just turn them off and then right back into nav within 5 seconds. Lights are set, EFB initialization, let's go for it. So We should already have the charts that we need. Let's go ahead and just go out and back in again. Okay, so that's arrivals. We don't need those, but the departure, that's what we need. Okay, so that's selected. Then let's go for our initial performance. Okay, it looks like boarding has started over here. Yeah, that tug just slams through everything. Through the people, through the... God. No comment on that. So, Kittilä 16, that's a dry runway. We can synchronize the preliminary load sheet. Intersections... Yeah, let's calculate Lima. We are pretty light today. Alright, and that's flaps 1 at 63 degrees. Let's see, what do we get if we go full length? 66. Okay, well that is quite a difference. Then we are going to take the full length. Okay, perfect. So that's our EFB setup complete. Then aircraft acceptance, recall for 3 seconds is looking good. Nothing in here. There's nothing on the book. No OEBs on this aircraft. And preliminary performance is done. Then oxygen pressure is good. Hydraulic quantities are good. Engine oil quantities are good. Okay, so speed brake lever is retracted and park and brake is set, accu pressure is checked. What's the brake temperature? Oh, it's still rather warm. Okay, releasing the brakes then. Let's give them a chance to cool down a little bit. Okay, and that's the preliminary cockpit preparation completed. So let's head down into the ACARS and start working our stuff down here. So flight init and data request. So let's see, Ocean 1310 is going to remain the same. And here we go, Kittilä, Frankfurt, alternate, we will type in Munich down there. 3 hours and 1, that's still fine. And then let's have a look at the messages. So load sheet number 1, we don't need you, but load sheet number 2, that's the one we need. So Ocean 1310, Kittilä, Frankfurt on the Whiskey Echo, which is our ride of choice. 2 pilots, 4 cabin crew. Weights are checked, and CG 28.7, 90 passengers on board. Portable water still 100, they say, and let's see about the fuel, 9,300. That looks good, we can accept this. Perfect. So then, flight recorder, ground control on, landing flap 3 can go off, everything's set down here, APU bleed on. Now, fueling is in progress. So the pumps remain off for the time being. Pack flow can go low already. We don't need to check the fire extinguishers because, well, it's a turnaround and we've checked them on the first flight of the day. So it's the 8th of June 25. That's looking good. Down here everything is set and the TCAR is set to number 1 as well. So that's all looking good. Then let's go ahead and get our FMS ready. So A320-200 CFM56, nav database up to date. Let's do the flight request. And while we're waiting for that, a quick look at the position monitor. So the IRS is realigned, perfect. Alright, so alternate Munich, and we'll be the Ocean 1310. Cost NX10, flight level 380, and the temperature is going to be minus 45. So ground temperature 12, show propulsion 30,000. Yep, seems about correct. Great, so before we do this, let's actually listen to the ATIS to see what's going on
Hold
and
short
what runway
instructions.
we're going to get.
Advise on initial contact. You have information, Papa. Kittilä Airport. Information, Papa. 1250 Zulu. Wind 345 at 2. Visibility 6. Sky conditions. Few at 700 feet. Solid overcast at 4200 feet. Temperature 12. Dew point 10. QNH 09 or 9 or 5. Density altitude 9 or 00 feet. Transition level 65. Arriving and departing runway 16. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Papa.
So, 8 is Papa. I'm going to write that down in our colleague's scratch pad. So, Kerax 5 Alpha and Delta Fox 626. Here we go. So, secondary copy active, and this one is going to be easy. KTTX2. And that's going to be Echo Fox Kilo Tango 16 / runway heading 154. And straight ahead for 25 miles. It's basically flat lands all around. Then we can hold over there, and that's going to be 154 right-hand turns, 1 minute leg time. Look at that. Alright, that's looking good. And then Echo Fox Kilo Tango, new destination, arrival. And that would be an ILS Zulu approach runway 34. Just coming back into the opposite direction where we actually have the headwind, making our life a little bit easier. Okay, so extended center line, here it is, and KTTX2, here it is as well. Then let's head over into the weights, and I'll just start with the fuel over here. So 0.8, well actually I tell you what, we wanted to use Munich, that's 1.5, and the reserves 1.0. Okay, contingency should be 0.2, taxi 0.2 as well, 9.3 block, and average wind component 23 knots headwind. Alright, like that. Then let's have a look into the preliminary load sheet again. And that's 51.9. And 28.7. So 61 tons takeoff weight, looking good. That load sheet is already accepted, I like it. Well, let's go into the performance section, and that's flaps 1, 66 degrees. Okay, and the speeds 129, 129, 132. Alright, reduction acceleration 1000, engine out acceleration 1500, and Echo Fox Kilo Tango 16 onto the progress page as well. Okay, and that's basically it. So, looks like boarding is already completed, fueling is as well. Let's have a look at what's going on the other side here. Okay, the tuck is still in position. Probably disconnecting at the moment. Alright, good. Then let's say hello to our passengers. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Tag aus dem Cockpit. Hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Discover Airlines darf ich Sie herzlich an Bord unseres A320 auf diesem Flug von Kittilä nach Frankfurt begrüßen. Flugzeit heute ca. 3 Stunden in einer Reiseflughöhe von knappen 12.000 Metern. Wir bedanken uns, dass Sie unsere Gäste sind, wünschen Ihnen einen schönen Aufenthalt bei uns an Bord. Lehnen Sie sich zurück, genießen Sie den Flug und wenn es etwas gibt, womit wir ihn diesen schöner gestalten können, zögern Sie nicht, sich an unseren Flugbegleiter zu wenden. Wir werden jetzt noch den letzten Papierkram erledigen und dann starten wir auch unseren Trip. Erwarten eine pünktliche Ankunft heute in Frankfurt. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit und noch einmal herzlich willkommen an Bord. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel in the name of Discover Airlines. Welcome aboard our Airbus A320 on our flight to Frankfurt. We are expecting a flight time of 3 hours and a cruising altitude of 12,000 meters. We do expect a smooth flight and an on-time arrival in Frankfurt. We're finishing up the last paperwork at the moment, and thereafter we will start our pushback, make our way towards Frankfurt. So for the time being, please sit back, relax, enjoy the flight with us, and if there is anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please do not hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Thank you very much for your attention, and once again welcome on board. Okay, beautiful. So they should be briefed. Now let's see what's going on with our payload. Looks like they're just about to start loading here, huh? And they're running through the wing walker. Congratulations. Oh god, GSX. Well, in any case, let's start by requesting our DCL. So, pre-departure clearance, we're at gate number 12. Station Echo Fox Kilo Tango. Information Papa. Oopsie, wrong button. Okay, so Kittilä to Frankfurt, Ocean 1310, gate 12, 8 is Papa, good afternoon, A320, station Kittilä, sent. Now, as we're waiting for the clearance, let's just head to the back, see what's going on there. So, that really looks like we are done over here. Cabin, well, let's assume that it is full. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to be off down there. Okay, so everything is done
Boarding
up here.
has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
Yeah, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard
Okay,
Discover
so
Airlines Flight
where is our
1310,
clearance?
departing from Kittilä and heading to Frankfurt. We kindly ask you to take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our friendly crew. We're here to make your journey as pleasant as possible. Thank you for choosing Discover Airlines.
Okay, here it is. Ocean 1310, request being processed, stand by. Okay, and here it is. Cleared to Frankfurt via Amulu 1 Charlie, maintain 4000. Departure on 126.1. Okay, squawk 2452, expect runway 16. So 16, Amulu 1 Charlie is confirmed, squawk 2452. And Wilco set. Okay, great. Received by ATC, close. And that is looking excellent. Then let's start with our briefing. So, Kittilä runway 16, Amulu 1 Charlie departure, initial 4000, MSA 3800, extra fuel and time. For the moment it says minus 0.1 down here, but we'll actually see about that. And we can just request the wind data, that's going to make it a bit more accurate as well. Okay, thanks for that. So we have no hotspots for our taxi routing and our engine outset is straight at 425 miles. Stop margin is more than enough. If we need to make an immediate return, then we are going to land opposite. So the ILS Zulu approach runway 34 is programmed and there is nothing special, nothing dedicated about it. Now, below the maximum landing weight, so an immediate return is possible at any moment. I have nothing special today. I have nothing non-standard either. Temperatures above 10, so anti-ice is not a problem. And that's it. Do you have any threats for today? Well, birds may be a possible threat here, because this is just perfect area for birds. So if a bird strike happens, we'll try not to be surprised. We'll just continue as normal and carry out the procedures. Again, if we need to return, we're below the maximum landing weight. Toga thrust is available as well, so we shouldn't have any problems at all. Do you have any questions? No? Beautiful. Then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 9,290 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. Nav, Baro Rev, QNH 90905. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. So, I think they are about to close the doors. Yeah, disconnecting the equipment right now. So the APU is on. Then let's tell GSX to prepare the position for pushback and departure. So, company message, that's hopefully going to be the low treat. It is the low treat. Okay, so Ocean 1310 on the 8th of June, Kittilä to Frankfurt, Alpha India Whiskey Echo, 2 pilots, 4 cabin crew, 0 fuel weight, 51.9, which we have, and CG 28.7, we have that as well. 26.4 takeoff CG, that's going to be something like up 0.5. And that's a takeoff weight of 61 tons, which matches. So we can accept this, slash up 0.5, and here we go. Alright, very good. So then let's talk to ground. Ground flight deck, hello. So please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Okay, thanks. We'll call for pushback. So, transponder on. Kittilä ground, Ocean 1310, request pushback and startup.
Ocean 1310, pushback and startup approved. Face north.
Pushback and startup approved, face north, Ocean 1310.
Attention all aircraft, Quebec now current QNH 09005.
9095, we have that. Okay, so before start checklist. Park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrust, V1129, VR129, V2132, flex 66, windows, closed, beacon on, before start checklist complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, a
So,
warm
ground
welcome
flight,
aboard
we are
Discover
clear to push,
Airlines
facing
Flight
north, park and brake
1310,
is
departing
set.
from Kittilä and heading to Frankfurt.
Roger,
My name is
release
Mara,
brakes.
and I am your lead flight attendant today.
Brakes
We are
released, clear to
thrilled to
start
have you
push.
on board. Joining me in the
Thanks,
cabin
starting
are
the
my
pushback and
wonderful
stand by for
colleagues,
engines.
Lucas, Anna, Felix, and Mia. Our captain for this flight is Emmanuel, and our first officer is Amanda. As we prepare
Alright,
for
so
takeoff, I
we're
would
on the
like to
way.
take a moment to go over some important safety information. First, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten,
So, not a
insert the
company
metal tip
message,
into the
it
buckle
seems.
until you hear a click.
Let's just hope that it's not a
To
camel
release,
stop.
simply lift the buckle. We recommend keeping your seatbelt
Oops.
fastened at all times while
Unhappy with the
seated,
delay.
just in case we
Yeah,
experience
that's
any
not gonna be a
unexpected
problem.
turbulence. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop
Okay,
down
we
from
cleared
the
the
panel
roads
above you.
and we're starting
To use
engines
the mask,
1 and
pull
2
it
in that
towards you to
sequence.
start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the
Engine 1
elastic band.
start.
Remember to put your mask on
So we
first
did select the pushback
before
facing
assisting
north.
others.
Why is it facing south?
For our water landing procedures, you will find a life vest under your seat. To use the vest, pull it out and place it over your head.
We did click north, did
To
we?
inflate, pull the red tabs. If you need to deflate it, simply blow into the tube. In the
I hate
unlikely event of an
GSX.
evacuation,
I
please
just
leave
hate
all
it.
luggage on board and proceed to the nearest exit. There are 2 exits at the front and 2
Let's
at the
see,
rear
how
of the
can we
aircraft,
taxi out of this
as well as
mess?
2 overwing exits. Please take a moment to locate the exit nearest to you. We are expecting a flight time of
I
approximately
suppose
3
we'll make a
hours and 1
180 and
minute.
then Tango Lima,
After
huh?
we reach our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet, we will be offering a buy on-board menu with a selection of hot dishes, sandwiches, snacks, and soft drinks. All transactions are cash-free, so please have your cards ready. Thank you for your attention.
Okay,
and
we have a
hope
good
you
start
have
on
a
engine
pleasant
1,
flight.
starting engine 2.
Now, Emmanuel, the
When the
cabin
push
is
is
ready for
complete, set
departure.
brakes. Brake, set. Alright, so removing all the ground equipment, and then let me know when we're clear, please. So, number 2 is starting. Let's have a quick look at the brake temperatures, by the way. 205 degrees. We are allowed to take off all the way up to 300, so that's gonna be fine. Alright. We have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Prepare the aircraft for taxi. See you on the left side, please, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Okay, so Tugtober. Now all we need is the pin, and there he is with the pin. Wonderful. After start checklist, please. Anti-ice. Off. Ecam status. Checked. Pitch trim. Let's see. 26%. Rudder trim. Neutral. After start checklist complete. Ocean 1310. Request taxi. And we're able for 180 over here. Let's see if they understood that.
Ocean 1310, taxi to runway 16 via Tango, Lima.
Taxi to runway 16 via Tango and Lima, Ocean 1310. Clear right side, clear left side. Brakes released. We'll do the brake check first, and then we are going to make the 180. So, brake check. Pressure 0. Okay, flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. No changes to the takeoff briefing. Okay, I will take the terrain, not that we'd really need it, but just to be on the safe side here. We will have to backtrack, and that's about it. Okay, taxi checklist down to Ecam memo. Flight controls, checked. Flap setting, config 1 plus F. Radar and predictive wind shear. On and auto, engine start selector. Norm, and Ecam memo, takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. Okay, so clearance to backtrack would be nice. Ocean 1310, request to backtrack runway 10.
Ocean 1310, runway 10 is not available. Available runways are 16.
Yeah, 16.
Please advise if you would like to use runway 16.
Ocean 1310, A firm, request to backtrack on runway 16.
Ocean 1310, backtrack on runway 16 approved.
Backtracking runway 16 approved, Ocean 1310. So, clear right side and clear left side. Strobes are coming on. So, just a check down here. Cabin temperatures are actually very good.
Approaching
Nice.
16.
Clear to enter. Both sides are clear.
On runway 34.
Yep, to the full length.
500 meters remaining.
Okay, so in case a bird strike or anything happens, stay calm, fly the aircraft. And
Ocean
hope that is no big bird.
1310, contact tower on 118.905.
118.905, Ocean 1310. And departure 1261. Kittilä Tower, Ocean 1310, ready
Approaching.
for departure.
1-6.
Ocean 1310, Kittilä Tower, runway
On
16,
runway
wind calm, cleared for
16.
takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff, Ocean 1310. Okay. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 16, full length, TKS, TARA, PAX 1 and 2 off. Lineup checklist complete. So, are you ready? Then let's go. Takeoff. Manflex 66, SRS, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Knots. V1 rotate. Positive climb. You're up. Nav checked.
Ocean 1310, contact departure on 126.1.
126.1, Ocean 1310. First time climb auto thrust. Kittilä departure, Ocean 1310, passing 2500, climbing 4000.
Ocean 1310, Helsinki control identified. Good afternoon, Kittilä QNH 90905.
QNH 90905, Ocean 1310. Full vertical speed 1000. Speed vertical speed. So clean speed is 207, that means we gotta wait until we're past Fatzuk. Until we can retract our flaps.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 210.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 210. First climb to 1000 blue.
Ocean 1310, roger, time flight 2210 acknowledged.
What? I'll better not ask. So here we go, flaps 0. Speed checked. Flap 0.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 230.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 230. 23,000 blue, set standard. Standard cross check, passing flight level 61 now. So engine anti-ice on.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 240.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 240. Flight level 240, blue. Autopilot 1. Okay, so that is going pretty good so far. Let's see how long it's going to take until we're clear of the clouds. But I have a feeling it might take a little bit.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 260.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 260. So flight level 260 blue, and we're passing 10,000.
Ocean 1310, crown 57260, pass your message.
What? Disregard.
Dear guests,
I have
now
no
at a safe
clue why it's
altitude,
understanding
and
these
I am
strange
pleased to
readbacks.
inform you that
Apparently it
Ocean
understood
1310,
crown
disregard acknowledged.
Feel free to
5760
connect
when
to
I
our
did my
onboard
readback.
Wi-Fi service if you
I
wish.
guess I'm not gonna
Thank you
ask.
for your attention and enjoy your flight.
So now above the clouds, speed is managed. Well, let's release the cabin crew, but we're going to wait with our passengers. Hi Mara, it's Emmanuel from the flight deck. You can stand up and start your services, but we will keep the passengers seated for another few minutes.
Okay, Captain. I will stand up and start the services, but I will keep the passengers seated for now. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be keeping you seated for just a few more minutes while we prepare for our in-flight service. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, perfect. So we're up and in the air. We can reset the timer. Then let's clear and copy the flight plan. So you can go, you can go. Nothing in here. Copy active. And optimum 37, maximum 38. Well,
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 320.
Ocean 1310, climb flight level 320. And that's flight level 320 blue. Right, so let's see if they have CPDLC over here. It should be, well, Ethan probably not. SR, they do have CPDLC, I know that for sure. So, connection, notification. SR, is that correct that way? Yes it is. Alright, so Ocean 1310, Kittilä, Frankfurt, SR, notify. Perfect.
Ocean 1310, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Ocean 1310, climb and maintain flight level 340. Okay, cool. So, anti-ice off, seatbelts off. And then, I'd say, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight back to Frankfurt. Alright everyone, so we are approaching the top of descent into Frankfurt, so let's go ahead and prepare ourselves for the approach. And we are going to do things easily here, so let's first of all get rid of that RNAV stuff over here. Arrival's looking good, and then we need Yankee 25 right or runway 25 left, either of the two. So on the primary flight plan we are going to use runway 25 left. On the secondary we will program runway 25 right. So let's go ahead and start cross-checking our arrival. We are coming in from Kerax and I've planned level 130 at Kerax. Thereafter it's going to be gate on 407, 408. So in here we have Kerax, Gadon, 407, 408, and then down into the downwind until we're eventually flying onto the final approach. ILS runway 25 left. Let's go ahead and have a look over here. Starts at Delta Fox 620, 4000, 3-degree glide. And that's exactly what we've got. 620, 4000, 3-degree glide. We go around to straight at Delta Fox 290, Delta Fox 685 or 2000, whichever is later. Left to Charlie to 5000. And if we look at this, surprise, that is exactly what we've got. We don't need anything in here. Frankfurt 25 left is programmed. For the descent, 257 is perhaps a little bit slow for Frankfurt. Let's plumb 280 instead. Like this. And now we need some weather. It would be really useful if we could print this here. But anyway, so 1015, temperature 19, and 230 at 16. And that's all in here. So 570 is the minimum on the left runway, config 3. And we can select that up here as well, and auto brakes low. So that's all good. Then we need 4,300 for the go around. No, not 43,000. Here we go, 4,300. For prediction, 21 minutes extra is just about perfect. And then copy active and select the Yankee approach 25 right in here. The Delta Fox 462 transition. So that means in here everything is in, but the minimum is going to be 560. And yeah, we can stick to config 3 for both cases. Right, cool, so everything's filled out. Let's go ahead and do some landing performance. So Frankfurt 25 right, dry, refresh and apply. 55.2. No, not really. Let's call it 55.5. So, auto brakes low, idle, auto thrust off flaps 3, and that's a stop margin of about 350 meters. Alright, excellent. So that's our approach briefing, or rather our approach preparation completed, so let's do the briefing next. Arriving in Frankfurt, either ILS 25 left or ILS Yankee 25 right. If it's the left runway, then the minimum is 570. If it's the right runway, it's 560. On the left runway, go around to the left side, climb into 5,000. On the right runway, go around to the right side, climb into 5,000. Extra fuel and time is 21 minutes in the form of 700 kilos, and we have an MSA of 4,300 in any case. Alright, so flight director guided ILS approach runway 25, either left or right, and as you correctly said, the minimum is 570, 560. In both cases though, we'll do config 3 approach with auto brake low, stop margin about 350 meters on the short runway, respectively more on the long runway. If you vacate 25 left, it's going to be to the right hand side, 25 right to the left hand side. No hotspots for the taxi in from 25 right. From 25 left, we are going to cross runway 25 center, which is our main hotspot. Okay, apart from that, I have nothing special, nothing non-standard over here. And do you have any threats? No? Perfect, me neither. Then we can switch the train off, won't need that anymore, and then let's say goodbye to our passengers. Ja, liebe Fluggäste aus dem Cockpit, hier Kapitän mit einem kleinen Update. In den nächsten Minuten werden wir unseren Sinkflug Richtung Frankfurt starten. Die verbleibende Flugzeit jetzt noch circa 35 Minuten. Wetter in Frankfurt derzeit schön, ein bewölkter Himmel, die Temperatur um 19 Grad. Wir bedanken uns herzlich, dass Sie heute unsere Gäste waren, wünschen Ihnen einen schönen Aufenthalt, gegebenenfalls eine gute und sichere Weiterreise und würden uns freuen, Sie bald wieder an Bord eines unserer Flugzeuge willkommen zu heißen. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit und danke, dass Sie heute mit Discover Airlines geflogen sind. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your captain speaking. In the next few minutes we will start our descent towards Frankfurt with a remaining flight time of approximately 35 minutes. The weather in Frankfurt at the moment a little bit cloudy and the temperature around 19 degrees. We hope you enjoyed your flight on board our Discover Airlines A320, and we look forward to see you again on board of a future flight. In the meantime, thank you very much. We wish you a nice and safe onwards journey and hope to see you all again soon. Alright, so with that, let's head forward into the approach.
Switching to Frankfurt approach on 118.505, Ocean 1310.
Okay, and with that we can take our comms back from our first officer, 18505.
Frankfurt approach, Ocean 1310, evening. Descending through flight level 100 for flight level 050.
Ocean 1310, Frankfurt approach identified.
Captain,
Good
cabin
evening.
is ready.
Expect the ILS Yankee runway 25 right approach into Frankfurt via Delta Foxtrot 426.
Yeah, Yankee 25
Expecting the
right.
ILS
Lovely.
Yankee runway 25 right approach via DF 426, Ocean 1310.
So, first things first, lights on, sounds
Ladies and
on.
gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Frankfurt. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them away until we arrive at the gate.
So,
We
GPS
kindly ask
primary
you to
high
put your
accuracy
tray tables
and
away and
selectors
ensure your
and
seats are in
norm.
their full upright position. Don't forget to fasten your seatbelts.
Ocean 1310, request radar vectors.
Regarding your connecting flights, thank you for your cooperation.
Ocean 1310, unable to provide radar vectors at this time. Please proceed to the approach fix using your chart.
Oh, come on. Ocean 1310, request runway 25 left.
Ocean 1310, runway 25 left is approved. Expect the ILS approach for runway 25 left.
Ocean 1310, expect ILS approach runway 25 left. Request radar vectors to final. So, engine anti-ice on.
Ocean 1310, expect ILS approach runway 25 left. Unable to provide radar vectors, proceed to approach fix using chart.
Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. And yes, I said that to the AI. Let's see what they're gonna make out of that.
Ocean 1310, I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Okay, so vertical speeds, 2,000 feet to go. Then we'll see what they're gonna do. I just seriously hope they're not gonna make us fly the entire transition. Actually, let's try one more time. Ocean 6. Ocean 1310, request to proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 680.
Ocean 1310, say again.
Ocean 1310, request to proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 680.
Ocean 1310, proceed direct to your next waypoint.
Roger.
Ocean 1310, proceed direct to Delta Foxtrot 680.
Proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 680, Ocean 1310. Here we go, with a little bit of convincing they are doing it. So, 1,000 to go, enough. And then we finally have a little bit of time. So, temperature is 11 now, engine anti-ice off, and we can do the approach checklist instead. So that is barrel reference, QNH 1015, seatbelts on, minimum, barrel 570, auto brake, low, engine start selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Okay, well, at least we are on the final. Could have been better, could have been worse. Oh, what's this? Cabin pressure, low differential pressure, expect high cabin rate, aircraft vertical speed reduce. Yeah, well, we're about to level off, so that's fine. I'll start. Okay, clear cabin pressure. Clear. So status is normal anyway, and it solved itself. Okay, perfect.
Ocean 1310, proceed direct. Delta Foxtrot 680. Descent altitude 4000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 left approach. Speed below 220 knots until established.
Ocean 1310, proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 680, descent 4000 until established. Cleared ILS 25 left, speed 220 until established. First idle open descent alt 4000 blue, speed 220. Okay, so that should be fairly easy. Let's see. Flap 3 is correct. No changes to anything needed. The field is in sight, so hopefully we can get a visual approach to runway 25 center. And then let's take over. So, manual flight, manual thrust. And that is looking quite good so far. Hold start. Block blue. We don't... Oh yeah, there's the glide slope, just came in. Okay. So, Cat 1, glide slope localizer blue, out.
Ocean 1310, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
136.5, Ocean 1310. So, 1365. Frankfurt Tower, Ocean 1310, ILS 25 left. So, manage speed.
Ocean 1310, Frankfurt Tower identified.
No, tower does not identify. Ocean 1310, request visual approach runway 25 center. Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1.
Ocean 1310, unable visual approach, winds 235 at 16, runway 25 left, cleared for ILS approach.
Continue ILS 25 left, Ocean 1310. And tower should not clear us for the ILS as well. We had that from approach already. Glide slope star. Go around altitude 5000 set. Well, then we're gonna land on 25 left. Glide slope. So, ground 121.805. Not that they would ever use that in the real world for this kind of operation, but it's the sim. The sim sometimes works different. So look at this, no hands on the controls, at least no active inputs of course, and in idle thrust it just follows the ILS perfectly, exactly at the S speed. That's how we want to see this. That's really exactly how it should be. Beautifully designed.
Ocean 1310, winds 235 at 16, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Runway 25 left, clear to land, Ocean 1310. Checked. So, Frankfurt. Lovely look out of the window. So, flaps 2. Speed checks, flaps 2. Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed checked. Flaps 3. Landing checklist. Ecam memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. So, Neu-Isenburg down here. But enough of that, let's do a proper landing here. Checked. So the wind is going to turn a little bit to the left.
Approaching 2-5 left.
Checked. The wind is increasing quite a bit.
4.
And now it's dropping off. Land.
Above.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue.
Retard.
That was an A330 flare.
5.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel. Manual brakes. 70 knots. And with that, welcome to Frankfurt.
Ocean 1310, welcome to Frankfurt. Contact ground on 121.805.
121.805, Ocean 1310. Frankfurt ground, Ocean 1310, runway vacated. Request taxi to the gate Victor 157.
And we kindly ask you to remain seated until we reach our final parking position. Thank you for flying with Discover Airlines. Did you know that Frankfurt is home to the European Central Bank and has one of the largest
Ocean
districts in Europe?
1310, taxi to Gate Victor 157 via Mike 17, Mike 24, cross runway 07 center, then Lima 14, November 10, November. Good day.
Ocean 1310, taxi via Mike 17, Mike 24, cross runway 07 center, Lima 14, and November 10 November. Good day. So, quick check. My 24 is over here. And here we are, 2 hours and 59 minutes. So, after landing checklist, radar and predictive wind shear off, after landing checklist complete. So, that was an easy one. Long day though, very long day. We've been away from home base for 10 hours, plus all the pre-flight, that's a lovely 12-hour duty. Nonetheless, this is the kind of trip that I would absolutely enjoy, that's for sure. Okay, so in Mike 24, cross runway 25 center. And we're clear on the right side and clear on the left side. Clear to cross. Then we continue straight ahead into Lima 14. Now let's get some GSX as well.
Approaching 07 center.
So Victor 157, no follow me needed, handling by Fraport. And we're still clear. So let's see, parking stands west, Victor 157, here it is. We're coming out of Lima 14, so November 10, November, and then into the gate. Okay, makes sense. Clear right side, clear left side. And we have 3 minutes. Helic hydraulic pump on, engine 2 off. Clear left side, clear right side, so we turn to the right over here. Start APU. So there is our ground staff. Speed down to 10 knots. Okay, clear right side, the marshaller is inside. Lights off, please. Come on, will you keep going, please? We're so light, it's even accelerating with pretty much no thrust on the remaining engine. Love it. And stop. So, APU avail. Cabin crew, all doors in park. And here we go. So, engine spooling down. Beacon off. Let's wait for the slides. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now parked at the gate here in Frankfurt. On behalf of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Amanda, and the entire crew, I would like to wish you a wonderful stay here, a beautiful vacation, and safe travels to your next destination.
Is set.
Thank you for flying with Discover Airlines Flight 1310 today. We hope to see you again soon.
Brake.
Goodbye.
All shocks, brake set, engines off, wing light off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. So power on, APU off, and then we can shut it down. So you go all off. We are gonna wait with those signs until all our guests are off. Here's that, and then let's have a look down here. So Atsu, AOC menu, received messages, arrival message. That's 1641. Let's see what our schedule would have been. 1640. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. After a long day like this, there's nothing better than to be absolutely on time. So, transponder standby and 2000. Fuel is okay, known. 3180 in the tanks, that means we used 6000 and a bit. Let's have a look down here. 6.6. Okay, so we actually saved quite a bit of fuel. Well, I'm happy with that. So let's open up that door, and then, my friends, we have it. Thank you very much for flying along. I do hope you all enjoyed the flight. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. I'm very much looking forward to it. If you did like our air traffic control and our cabin crew, then be sure to check out Safe Tensions AI using the link in the video description and the pinned comment below. And with all of that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the flight. As always, be sure to leave a like to show me that you liked the video. Leave a comment to let me know what you liked about it or what I can do better. And finally, subscribe to the channel if you're up for more. If you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.